like doom. She heard someone say quite clearly, "My God, that's blood." A moment later, as if to ram the truth of it home, to make it utterly and exactly clear, someone screamed. Carrie sat with her eyes closed and felt the black bulge of terror rising in her mind. Mama had been right after all. They had taken her again, gulled her again, made her the butt again. The horror of it should have been monotonous, but it was not. They had gotten her up here in front of the whole school, and had repeated the shower room scene, only the voice had said, "My God, that's blood." Something too awful to be contemplated. If she opened her eyes and it was true, oh, what then? What then? Someone began to laugh, a solitary, affrighted hyena sound, and she did open her eyes. Open them to see who it was, and it was true. The final nightmare. She was red and dripping with it. They had drenched her in the very secretness of blood in front of all of them, and her thought, "Oh, I covered with it," was colored a ghastly purple with her revulsion and her shame. She could smell herself, and it was the stink of blood, the awful wet coppery smell. In a flickering kaleidoscope of images, she saw the blood running thickly down her naked thighs, heard the constant beating of the shower on the tiles, felt the soft patter of tampons and napkins against her skin as voices exhorted her to plug it up, tasted the plump, fulsome bitterness of horror. They had finally given her the shower they wanted. A second voice joined the first, and she was followed by a third girl's soprano giggle, a fourth, a fifth, six, a dozen, all of them all laughing. Vic Mooney was laughing. She could see him. His face was utterly frozen, shocked, but that laughter issued forth just the same. She sat quite still, letting the noise wash over her like surf. They were still all beautiful, and there was still enchantment and wonder, but she had crossed a line, and now the fairy tale was green with corruption and evil. In this one, she would bite a poisoned apple, be attacked by trolls, be eaten by tigers. They were laughing at her again. And suddenly it broke. The horrible realization of how badly she'd been cheated it came over her, and a horrible soundless cry, "They're looking at me," tried to come out of her. She put her hands over her face to hide it and staggered out of the chair. Her only thought was to run, to get out of the light, to let darkness have her and hide her. But it was like trying to run through molasses. Her traitor mind had slowed time to a crawl. It was as if God had switched the whole scene from 70 RPM to 33 and a third.